जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय 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 जय राम
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Om Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram,
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Pranam, pranam, pranam. Pranam, pranam. Pranam. Hari Om to everybody. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. We received 2 emails. We thought, it applies to all of us. At the same time, we are deeply grateful to Papa that he touches and kindles so many important things, and that is the very purpose of this satsang. One devotee wrote, though at the bottom of our heart we all wish to become aware of the inner consciousness, while daily chanting Ram Nam, with prayer to Ram to reveal in us, we, due to our daily life problems, focus more on that. That is, our prayer shifts to prayer for solving the problems. and the main wish is forgotten. It is like when we are going to for climbing the hill to have darshan of a deity. Though the main aim is the top of the hill, suppose there is a pond on the way in the ground, which you have to cross, that becomes important then, and climbing becomes secondary for a while. How to get out of this shifting of problems? It's a genuine problem faced by us. Not that we don't want to pray, but because our mind runs after the problems of at the vyavaharik level created by him, we lose the track, we lose the goal. Unknowingly, our effort becomes diluted. This is something for all of us to apply our mind. Fixity on the goal to be scaled is paramount. So we have to pray for His grace to hold on to it. And apart from that, what else can be done is what we have to think. The other day when Papa said, when he was finding it difficult, that in spite of surrendering so much to Him, why do you create these problems? Then God answered, why do you separate me from that? Kindly start thinking about it. To us it is a tall order. But something we can try, to some extent. That our distraction, our sidelining the goal and going after the side, the mundane problem, is also created by Him. To test us whether we are steadfast in it. Because every object of thought is to be attributed to Him. So let us try in that way. You do create some obstacles, in the sense, side attractions, priorities. Priorities getting shifted because of its need. We don't blame it. We should know that we are living in this vyavaharik world. He has made us to live us in the vyavaharik world, and He is subjecting us to go through challenges and so many things. He makes us to feel that we are going off the track. But instead of feeling that we are going off the track, why not we try to feel that He is testing us, whether we are steadfast in our pursuit. What is steadfast in our pursuit? Even while the so-called distraction takes place, that is also caused by Him. Not that we get out of it. Suppose there is a domestic problem which is overpowering us. So far we thought, Nama chanting and attaining the highest, I have diluted. The mind has shifted its priority. Now that we will not think like that. We will now think that He is testing us. Even behind the vyavaharik pressure, only He is there. So we just pray like this. It is all right, you initially made us to feel that we have prioritized something else than the goal, but now you have started making us to feel that in your play of this world drama, you have created so many things. You made me to feel that I should pray for you for the realization, though you are there inside. You also made me to think about something else, that something is also yours. So let us not try to, now this is an opportunity for us not to divide, not to have the otherness. Kindly think about it. Because we can't do away with the Vyavaharik problems. He has put us there and he makes us to go through that. And we can't run away. So there should be an approach where, while remaining in the place where he has placed, while going through the so-called tensions, somewhere in the corner of our mind, we also try to develop, this is a test given to us. Since you are all pervading, since everything emanates from you, this is also emanating from you. Probably to make me more and more feel detached. And the moment I bring your dimension behind that Vyavaharik problems face definitely will change. Is it becoming clear?
Yes, Swamiji. Very, very clear. Yes, Swamiji. Thank you, Swamiji.
Because here Papa says, why do you separate me? So this is a practical problem faced by sadhaka. We can't run away. If there was another place we can run away. We can't run away. Because everywhere is he only. So better let us try to practice. Amidst the so-called labeled problems, we continue to bring his dimension. It can be in the form of a prayer, even if it is in aggressive tone also we can tell him, why you make me to pray for you and suddenly you make me to feel that I am not praying for you. Why is this? And when we keep on asking such questions, the answer will come from within. Mysteriously it will come from within. And the next one was also very interesting. Not only interesting, when Papa made us to know that prayer should be original, Initially, to have the guidance as to how I should pray, I will go through the prayers composed by Mahatmas, which have come out from their revelations. And later on, nowadays, she is making us to feel that we should have our... Why is it that I have not been able to feel that my prayers are heard? Then the answer comes, I have not prayed. I only repeated the prayer of somebody. So it was not coming from the bottom of my heart. So prayer in original, that should be far more effective than repeating the prayer of any even exalted souls. We all know from our own experience. We have been reading with respect, it is not that we ignore universal prayer of Papa. But we all know that it has not left any dent on us. Deep dent. There may be some overall dent, but not deep dent. Especially certain words when we repeat, that whatever I do, be a fitting offering at thy holy feet. That whatever I do be a fitting offering at thy holy feet. Am I? Like that, I have surrendered myself totally at your feet. Am I? Have I? But for decades I am repeating. So not leaving a deep dent. To those who have been coming to the ashram, they must have been attending the Arati programs at by Puja Mataji. Every time at the last we say, Jajastali he manajaya majay. Then we say, wherever I see, I should see your form. Wherever I lay my head, it should be. So all these things that has not left a deep impact. So now let us try the other way. They have shown us that how to draft a prayer. Drafting a prayer not from the academic level, drafting a prayer from the honest feeling, yearning, pining, to draw his attention. Suppose somebody is going, suppose I say from a small, hey, please, he may not hear. But suppose I say, please, he may hear. So I will devise some method by which to attract his attention. Similarly, we now we have been doing so many things, but still he has not heard. Not by raising the voice. That means raising the voice here means raising the level of our pining.
Going deeper.
Deeper. So here is a beautiful. He has not written anything, no suffix or prefix. He is addressing to Papa. Dear Papa, you are making us clear that enough with following just your words and keep on reading your books. You have given us enough instructions and trainings. You have prepared and equipped us with sufficient knowledge, devotion, and formula to work. You keep on telling us that this is the time we grow and expand by ourselves, by the inner guidance you provide us at the time. With love, your child. Something superb. Because I keep on reading, I keep on stuffing my brain with so many things. In that process, unknowingly I forget to make a real prayer to him. So it is a direct prayer. And prayer from the bottom of his heart, because he is telling, what exactly is working in everybody's mind. I will again read. Dear Papa, you are making us clear that enough with following just your words and keep on reading your books. You have given us enough instructions and trainings. You have prepared and equipped us with sufficient knowledge, devotion, and formula to work. You keep on telling us that this is the time we grow and expand by ourselves, by the inner guidance you provide us all the time, with love, your child. We are reading because this can be instrumental, Again, we don't follow these words. We follow the prompting we get from within. In other words, God who is seated within is making us to pray to him. Because he knows that we have not still connected ourselves with him properly. So a deep prayer enables us to connect ourselves with him. We will not bother about the result. That is that we have tried all these years, Some materialize, some don't materialize. And when the day it materializes, we are happy. When it doesn't materialize, we are sorry. So betwixt, the pendulum keeps on going. So now we have learned. He gives us opportunities to pray, and he will decide what is to be done. Application has been given. How to dispose? Left to him. If it is good for us, he will immediately answer. If it is not good for us, he will keep it pending. So this is something very nice, very nice. So the effect of satsang, he is making us to go through it again and again, and he is making us to share with all of you, because this is the outcome of really taking part in the satsang. That means we have started working. It is not, we have been hearing. But we have to start from somewhere, the leap, the plunge. So these two emails are very, very inspiring. Anybody would like to say anything? Many people are keeping quiet. I know that not that they don't want to express, but if you express, it will be beneficial to everybody. Just like these two devotees when they wrote.
Swamiji, this has really helped me these last few weeks to identify everything as him, every tiny thing as him. And I realize it is the key to completely release the me and mine, because the focus is always on him. It has really, really helped me.
Yeah. Identify every object of thought with God. We may not be able to identify every, but still he has touched and kindled and made us to move on that direction. Very good. Anybody else? So many are attending these sessions. If you find it difficult to express it in front of everybody, you can send an email. Because Anandashram, as you know, it doesn't believe, or it is not in its style of functioning to have these pravachans, discourses, but always interactive sessions. Because when there is an interactive session, it is not that the person who says something stands separate, but at the same time, we all pool our thoughts. A thought coming in the form of a question is equally valid to the answer that is coming from somebody. They are all intertwined. If the question has not come, the answer would not come. And the answer may tickle and kindle another question. Those who have gone through God experience, those who have gone through gospel, even those who have gone through other books, at the feet of God, it is a dialogue. It is not the right from page 1 to page last, dictum or a dogma or advice. It is an interactive session. There, the sense of individuality, Papa, is talking to the all-pervading reality, Papa. These two roles beautifully brought out at the feet of God. In the vision of God, he has also stitched so many anecdotes. But again, why it is interesting? It is not one way. Through incidents, there is interaction. And that interaction has brought out so many things. People who are drawn to in quest of God, at the feet of God, in the vision of God, world is God, God experience, gospel. you may find the same interest may not be there for the divine life. Why? The interactive approach is not there. Though it's not profound, so unless we go through with that mindset, we may not be able to digest, we may not be able to assimilate. So probably it is meant for those who resort to intense sadhana. So they can just open and see and dwell upon it. Whereas in all other things, there is an interactive approach. So interactive sessions are very, very helpful than one-sided. Especially people like us who are not full-time aspirants. If you are full-time aspirants, okay. We are not full-time aspirants. Along with so many activities, we are also involved in this, that's all. It has not taken hold of us completely. Right from the moment we get up till we retire to bed, it is not the one that is holding us. Among various of our preoccupations and involvements, we have also given some importance to this, that's all. So for this, interactive sessions will be far more effective. Especially for people like us, Anandashram devotees, where it is not text-oriented. When somebody takes up a text-oriented class or session, that sloga, this sloga, it will come back again to us. So even though we would not have openly interacted, we will go through it again and again and again. For example, today we remembered a sloga which we had heard from a saint about nearly 55, 60 years back. It is so fresh in our mind because it was text-oriented. And when we concentrate upon that text, it makes a deep impact in our mind. And of course, the way in which it was presented, it was an interactive session. It was told to us by Swami Chimayanji Maharaj. He will watch us, whether we have digested it. Otherwise, he will again repeat. So our request is that people, we have only 2 more months, to complete this program. That means we are now trying to consolidate all our earnings. So far, God made us to acquire or possess. It should not be just reading and going, not hearing and going, not thinking and going. Just like what we read out today, such email give us a lot of fillip, lot of push. So kindly come out. If everybody may not have the tendency to openly say, for various reasons, they can send it through email. And those who feel like expressing it, it would be better, so because everybody will hear also. Especially,
I have a question, if I can ask a question.
Question, yes.
If you could talk about the difference, how to know the difference between desire and aspiration.
Desire and aspiration, difference between both of them, she would like to know, if you can explain.
Normally we use the term aspiration when it becomes intense. Technical details we don't know. Normally we are used to these 2 words. Desire to have everything, but intense aspiration to realize something higher. I will not say I will have aspiration to buy something, but I will have an aspiration to realize something, to experience something. So whenever there is a higher form of a desire which will uplift us from our power, that is now termed as aspiration, keen aspiration. There also one more adjective is used, intense aspiration, keen aspiration. And desire involves everything. Normally it is not, it is used for our mundane purposes. Even to have the darshan of a saint, we can say it's a desire. But to know the content of, for example, this email, self-originated prayer. Then intensity, the aspiration develops. Please enable me to pray like this. Make me to feel from the bottom of my heart. So you will not say it as a desire. Google Baba will give us the technical difference between prayer and desire and I think for spiritual aspirants like us, we will try to concentrate more and more on the word aspiration, keen aspiration. Now itself we can check what Google Baba says. Aspiration means to draw in or out using a sucking motion. It has two meanings: breathing in a foreign object, a medical procedure that removes something from any other. Forget about it.
Hope or ambition of achieving something.
Prabhala Abhilash. Prabhala Abhilash. Akanksh. In Hindi it says Ankanksh also. Anyway, we have understood, the seriousness. Anything that is higher, we call it as aspiration. Anything ordinary, we call it as desire. More about it, each one can go deeper, depend upon the context. Is that okay?
Yes, Swamiji.
No, somebody who raised it, we are asking them, is it okay?
Yes, I guess what I'm wondering is how to know when we have an impulse to do something, when we have to make a decision.
Impulse.
How to know if it's coming from God.
Yeah. The measure, you are right.
And this is what I'm trying to figure out. Is it a desire that I want to come and spend 3 months in India? Or is it an aspiration? This is an example, a personal one. But something like this that is not clear to me. And Papa, when he traveled, he at times did have to make decisions. He would want to leave at one point. He would say Ram told him to leave, told him to go here, told him to go there. So he took all of those inner input, inner nudges as coming from Ram. But how to know if it's a desire or if it's an aspiration?
Everything comes from him only. But when it is tainted with even a not 1% of self-interest, that means we are adding, the sense of individuality which has been given by him adds something along with it, vested interest. So when an outpouring comes, when an impulsive thought comes, Papa used to say that if it is devoid of self-interest in any form, it is coming directly from him. If it has got any sense of self-centeredness in an overt or covert form, we may not even know about it. Then we should know it is God's thought coming through us, coming through the not purified instrument, me and mine. When the mind is pure, the reflection becomes clear. When the mind is not pure, what is purity and impurity? Me and mine. So when the same thought crosses, everything comes from him only. Everything comes from him only. But when it is passed through the impure mind, then it is called impulse. It is not directly coming from him. So I have to, what is the measuring rod? The sense of individuality will derive some joy. The other one, spontaneous. Without thinking or looking or adding any prefix or suffix, without any expectation. Just came, that's all. There ends the matter. Why it came, what for it came, you are not bothered. It is spontaneous in nature. This we have to be alert. Till our mind becomes totally free from me and mine. All of us are in the clutches of me and mine. So every time God is testing us by giving us certain thoughts, the outcome of which, whether there is any self-interest or not. That means the sense of individuality immediately owns it, Then add something of it. All that is done like this, there is no time involved. It is so fast, we even don't know that it has passed through our finite, limited, puny intellect or thought. So here also, when Papa said, when you attribute it to the source, its phase changes. So the same thought. That is why there is no good and evil when he says, good or bad, deplorable or acceptable, nothing like that. Because the moment the sense of individuality with its limitation possesses it, it gives us the feeling that it is self-centered. But the moment it becomes spontaneous, then no such room is there to think about it. You are prompted, you are doing it, but there ends the matter. You are not worried whether somebody appreciates, there won't be any expectation at all. Is that clear?
Swamiji, clear.
Is that clear, please?
Yes,
No.
that's helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. Then,
For the pure life, the do's and don'ts, to be recognized each and every day, will be helpful. 37 or 36 maxims from Srimad Bhagavad Gita has been just explained by mundane to spiritual by Swamiji, Puja Swamiji, Sachidananda. It helps. Daily going through for 37 points, maxims will help us to have a pure life. That's my finding.
what is the question?
Do's and don'ts.
Do's and don'ts, Swamiji has mentioned in Mundane to spiritual one book. So if we go through that, so he says,
Just telling.
302.
No question.
Does it help you?
Yes.
Carry on. That's all.
Everybody, for everybody it is not.
How one takes it, All Shastras are there, all Mahatmas have said, but still we are there where we are, no? So it's left. So that is why they have played.
Swamiji, Allah Mari Pole Kuttilkar namak.
Halwa Madri.
Correct. No, so long as our mind is receptive, that is okay. All words. We have shared this with all of you many a time, but still for the sake of those who are hearing it for the first time. Many years ago, one afternoon, one middle-aged or an old person. He was standing before Puja Swamiji's room. We were coming out and he said, can we meet Swamiji? Oh yes, why not? We took him in. He prostrated sat. And in Malayalam he said, with all his innocence, I don't know any Shastras. I have not met any Mahatmas. I have not heard any advices. So I have not started practicing anything. But I want that, about which I am not clear. Swamiji heard everything. The first thing he said was, 75% of the problem is over. Because you have not heard anything, you have not read anything, you have not kept anything in your baggage. So just think that he is within you. He is behind everything. And for that, take to his any name that you feel comfortable. That will gradually take you, bas. If at all there is any advice, it was put in such a simple manner, it hardly takes 1 second or 2 seconds to remember. Because people think, reading a lot or learning by heart a lot might help. It will help. But it is not a must. Not at all a must. Because God is there in anybody, everybody. Whether you is a lettered person or an unlettered person, he is a scholar or not a scholar. God is equally present. He has not put any condition that unless you go through this, unless you master this, you will not know. I am there. You can meet me with a pure heart. Just call me, I am there. So it is not necessary that we should read everything, master everything. Checking.
I am approaching Swami Muktananda to give me mukti.
If it was in our pocket, we would have given to everybody.
We are not there. We are not there to give something.
We are praying. One thing is that the assurance is there in solid form that He is with us. He will make us feel that we have reached it at the time appointed by Him. That is the only thing.
Yes, Swami.
I was about to take something.
Swamiji, couple of days back I was referring to Papa's fluency in English and correct grammatical expressions.
Yes.
And I was trying to get a feeling that it was intellect which was playing some role. Upon later thinking, I got a different view that it is a skill in his expression which is being used in addressing the Lord. And as you mentioned rightly once, the skill and dexterity and expertise is itself yoga. So when he is addressing to the Lord, there is yoga in Papa's actions. This is my revised view, Swamiji.
No doubt. Because every word came from his experience, not knowledge. That is why it is so attractive. It was not he was sharing in the knowledge. He was sharing us with his experience. We have not been able to retain it because we have read once, Papa said, you will be able to understand Ramdas's words only through your perfected experience.
Yes, Swami.
He made it very clear. Ramdas's words can be understood only through your own perfected experience. Read it out. It's worth pursuing it. Through mere superficial churning of thought, Ramdas's words cannot be understood. You can throw light on them only when you bring with you the blazing torch of your own perfected experience. Experience is gained by diving into the depth of your own mind. Mere assertion of the truth is not realization. Realization means direct perception and experience. So when we enjoy certain expression of Papa, unknowingly, it has been intertwined with our experience. And we have done some deep thinking. We may not even know that. Otherwise it will not. Through mere superficial churning of thought, Ramdas's words cannot be understood. You can throw light on them only when you bring with you the blazing torch of your own perfected experience. Is it clear?
Thank you, sir. Great point.
Even this is so clear now.
Yes, sir.
And for example, we wanted to read, we have got some.
இது எந்த புக்கு
ஏது இப்போ படிச்சதா?
அது குறிப்பிட்டது
நான் க்ளோஸ் பண்ணேனே, அப்புறமா சொல்கிறேன். ஒரிஜினல் டெக்ஸ்ட் சொல்கிறேன். Letters of Swami Ramdas,
Thank you.
volume number 2.
Yes.
Just imagine how he makes us to go to that, There's a beautiful, inspiring article of Papa. Yesterday we made a mention about it. There's also a PPT, not PPT, video in the YouTube. Call on the Lord with all the love of your heart. Concentrate all your thought, all your longing in that call. Concentrate all your longing in that call. And you may be sure that God will respond. Thus it was his great devotees of the past and the present entitled themselves to his infinite grace. The language of love is simply irresistible. Just as the child, by its lisping talks, charms and captures the heart of the mother, so the true devotee, by his frank and plaintive words of love, draws towards him the Almighty beloved of his heart. The language of the devotee is the expression of his pure and aspiring heart. You get some idea about aspiration here also. Heart is the veena and devotion the fingers that play upon it to infuse a magic spell in the call for the beloved. Hence the devotee employs sweet music for his appeals and prayers to God. Purandradas, Tyagabrahmam, Mirabai, Swati Tirunal, many. In every Narsi Mehta, Tukaram, they have. So he says that heart is the Veda and devotion the finger that play upon it to infuse a magic spell in the call for the beloved. Hence the devotee employs sweet music for his appeals and prayers to God. He cries and weeps for God, extols and glorifies Him, talks and holds communion with Him in a rhythmic language of his entire love. Rhythmic language of love. He sings and dances when he has found his beloved. The music of divine symphony thrills his entire frame. Ecstasy or inexpressible joy rises in waves in his heart. Love overflows in tears through his eyes. Purity, peace and light permeate his entire being. This is the culmination of his utter devotion and self-surrender. He places his entire life, soul and body at the feet of the beloved. How does the devotee attain this exalted state of perfect union with the Lord of his heart? It is clear that he adopts music as the means by which he tunes his heart with the heart of Lord. So music, that is why music was given to us by God. Hours of lecture cannot touch and kindle this, but one word in that music set to a beautiful tune, we will never forget. The thrill we enjoy, we may not be able to explain, but it stays with us. He places his entire life, soul and body at the feet of the beloved. A heart that is filled with love, selfless and radiant, alone raises a human being to the feet of the Almighty. Such a love sings like the nightingale, gives out perfume like the rose, beautifies life in all its aspects, brings the devotee in intimate touch, eternal fellowship with God. Therefore, call on the Lord with all your heart, and He is sure to respond. Make Him the sole beloved of your life, and He is sure to be yours. Pray to Him, sing of Him, dedicate yourself to Him, and He will grant you absolute peace and bliss. Nay, He will reveal Himself in your heart and absorb you into His transcendent being, and thus make you realize that you are the very embodiment of His own cosmic peace and joy. He will make you realize that you are the embodiment of His cosmic peace and joy. He will then give you the vision of beholding Him everywhere. That is, you will behold your own supreme self manifested as the entire universe. Love is your way, love is your goal. Call on the Lord, the beloved. Have you found anything sweeter than His name, more charming than the sound of His name? If you have real love for the Lord, you will reply, certainly I have not. Then there is no need for anybody to tell you that you should sing on His name and be inebriated with the divine ecstasy associated with it. You will find your life has been changed into a song of eternity. Life has been changed into a song of eternity. Who could adequately describe in words the wonderful glory of the beloved's name? He who has tasted alone knows what it is like. Or, oh, taste it Let the name illumine your heart and intellect and fill you with floods of joy. Sing on his name with all love and devotion. Embrace the beloved in the recesses of your heart. What blessedness then! What blessedness then is yours! Can you now hold such a precious possession in comparison with all the riches of the world? Name, fame, wealth, in this evanescent world are nothing to you when your heart has once drunk the nectar of the beloved's name. Therefore, sing on his name with one-pointed devotion. The beloved awaits you. You have only to take his name and he runs to you. How simple it is, yet how difficult for many whose love for the beloved is not as intense as their attachment to the perishable baubles of the world. Direct your thought within. Listen to the call of your own voice, and the responsive word of the beloved will come to you, and you will discover that he is within you. Verily, the beloved is in the heart of his devotee. Mingle your life in the ocean of his existence. Expand your heart to meet the infinity of his love. Widen your vision so that you may be bathed in his light, power, and joy. Now you have become the beloved's beloved. Now you are one with him. Oh, the power and greatness of the call. Call on him. Sing of him. Be ever blessed. These words, it has not come from anything else. It has come out from his own experience. That is why it has got that intrinsic charm. The moment we hear it, we may forget about it, but it leaves something in you. That is why bhajans are given so much importance. We never give importance for the artist, for the raga, for the accompaniments, and so on. What about the lyrics? First came the lyrics, And lyrics are the revelations of their own experience. So, initially we may be concentrating on many things, doesn't matter. But later on, slowly, that is what happens. Why we have not been able to understand the arati here? We have not gone with the lyrics. We have to travel with the theme, no? The theme is the original one. Rest of the thing are side supporting factors that made it presentable, that made it attractive, accepted. But it started from lyrics. Especially when we go to those who have been used to attend classic music, Carnatic music, they will know that they prefer certain artists because the moment they hear through that artist. Now, Vaishnava Janata, everybody hears. But when it is sung by MS, it's the same tune. But when it is sung by MS, because she forgets about it. We had shared, when we were in Madras, every 30th January she comes here to the Gandhi Mandap. There she used to sing. She will be in tears. She will make everybody in tears. Because once when somebody asked, why are you in tears? Such a she was sitting before Bapuji mentally. That experience, So when that comes from such a noble soul, evolved soul, the impact is direct. Impact is deep. So Vaishnava Janato, it was drafted by Narsi Mehta, greatest devotee in Gujarati. When he brought it out, such a beautiful, and Gandhiji got attracted to it. And in Gandhiji's ashram, it was one among the prayers. Many people sing. But when we started going deeper into it, the meaning, it is exactly like, the 12th chapter, where the Lord says, who is my dearest devotee? Here, who is a Vaishnava? Vaishnava is a devotee of God. He defines it in that particular one. So when we go through the lyrics, and when it is sung by an artist who gets totally merged in that theme, it has its own positive impact.
Bhakti Bhava. Bhakti Bhava.
That is why in the call on the Lord, Papa is bringing out the importance of music in devotion. Otherwise it will become dry. Nowadays we don't get any opportunity, but when he blessed us with opportunity, we remember many of the bhajan songs.
Swami Chimnayanandaji had the same with MS in his place. There I was there. That was so nice. This Vaishnava Janato was for him. He asked for it. Asked for it and it was done.
And in one of the Purandradas, Aparadi Nanalla, Aparada Menagilla, Kapatanataka Sutradhari Nive, From what a level,
Yes.
A simple direct approach to God. You create so many things that you are sitting inside as if you are not involved. Aparadi Nanalla, Aparada Menagilla, Kapatanataka Sutradhari Nive. So when we hear it, with through we used to hear it from Bombay sisters in Bangalore, in the, what is that, I forgot. Every time Ramanavami celebration, there will be a big program there in the college ground or something, Maidan. A lot of people will come every year, full, the ground will be full. So when they come, we send chits, that one which we like most, and mostly they respond to it. So why we are mentioning, recollecting all these things, when Papa says music is a wonderful tool through which we can have closer affinity, closeness with him, because it's a direct dialogue with him.
The Shanti Nilaya went to Sutale also give the same feeling, Swamiji.
Never?
Shanti Nilayam.
Shanti Nilayam.
Same feeling.
Okay, it's already 5 o'clock. So today, today we have been able to. It became lively because there were interactive sessions. So tomorrow onwards, please. We have hardly 2 more months. After that, we don't know the programs. Up to December, it will go on. Up to 23rd December, it will go on, because 24th, we have to start here. So before that, we would like to develop, So many people have been hearing so many things. Either you send it through email, we'll share it with everybody, or you share it vocally. It will be a great help to us, Very great help to us. And I'm sure it will be a great help to everybody else also. Because such thoughts, it needs some kindling, They serve as kindling, and it will bring out so many, which are lying untouched and unexplored. Hari Om.
Google Satsang, if it continues, it will be better.
Continues the Satsang after December also, it is better, he says.
Not in our hands, let us see.
Swamiji, I did not get what you want from us, what you were asking for. I could not get that because
He did not get what you are asking them to do.
Interactive sessions make the session lively. So everybody gets benefited. So kindly come out with that. These questions can come only when we dwell more and more on what has been shared, or what has been assimilated, what God has facilitated us to dwell upon. So when we try to share with others, either in the form of a question or in the form of a query or something like that, it touches and kindles so many other positive thoughts, and it is shared to everybody. Everybody will become the recipient of it. So we were requesting everybody to come out not merely a hearer, but really the role of a participant. Think about it, please. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om. 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 Pranam. 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 Namaskaram. Namaskar. Namaskar. Hari Om. Pranam.